Hello everybody! Today we're going to take a close-up look at the OXO steel pop container in the big square medium design. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this is an OXO steel pop container in the big square medium design. So it does have a 4.4 quarts storage capacity or 4.2 liters. And just taking an overall look at the details of this food storage container. So it does have a stainless steel lid and a clear body which is BPA free. And now let's go ahead and remove the lid by pressing on the pop button, which also doubles up as a handle, and giving you a close-up look at the details right there of the lid with a finely brushed stainless steel finish. And we can see that it is fingerprint proof. And just to give you a look at it straight on from the side, and that pop button, and of course the underside as well with the base plate and gasket that seals the lid to the body of the container. Okay, we can set the lid down and setting it to the side and taking a close-up look at the container itself. So there is some product literature that's inside, so just sliding that out and giving you a look at the details of this OXO steel pop big square medium container. And giving you a much closer in look at the text and details that's on the product literature. And the usage instructions for this OXO steel pop container. And on the inner side, there are instructions or guide on how to care and clean your steel pop container. And the different sizes they come in. Okay, so just setting that down and to the side. And going back to the container, this time around to the body itself, so we can see that it does have a clear body or transparent body with a slightly tapered form from the top down to the bottom. And right at the bottom or base of the container, we can see some markings molded at the bottom, indicating that it is BPA free and recyclable. And we can see that there are 4 round feet raising the body or container off the surface in which you choose to rest the container on. And overall it does have a rounded shape or rounded corners And just to give you some sense of the BPA-free plastic body, and of course the thickness as well. And to give you some sense of the rigidity or sturdiness of the body, just pushing against its sides and squeezing it slightly as well. Okay, so now replacing the lid back onto the container. Of course, there was a little bit of resistance there. It's only because that the pop button was down, sealing the lid to the rim of the container. So now in the open state or release state, we can see that the lid does fit nicely onto the container, and if we push on the button down, we can see that it has created a seal around the top of the container. So those ribs of the gasket forming that seal. So giving you a look, just lifting up the container by its lid right there, just to demonstrate the airtight seal. And once again, to release, simply press down on the pop button, and there we have it, releasing the seal of the lid from the container. So very simple push button operation, can be done single-handedly, and with the lid push button working as a grip handle as well. So giving you that overall look at this OXO steel pop container in the big square medium design. So right there, giving you some sense of size and perspective. And of course, I'm going to rest my hand over the lid to give you a better sense of its size. So once again, it measures 24.1 centimeters tall and 16.5 centimeters across, or 6.5 inches across, and 9.5 inches tall. Okay, so now let's pop the lid off and try and disassemble the parts of the lid. So removing the base plate, simply popping it off by pulling it from its corners. It's right there, giving you a look at the base plate, which is a soft plastic. So setting that down, and now taking a look at the gasket. So gasket having a notch there to peel it off. So simply lifting it off from the lid itself, and you can see that it does have a soft and floppy characteristic. So that's the gasket. Setting the gasket down, and then we have the lid itself with the plastic insides, and of course still having that stainless steel finish or garnish at the top. And just to give you a look at the workings of that push button or pop button, expanding the white plastic pushes and contracting as we release. Okay, and to replace or put it back together, simply place the gasket over the lid on the underside, of course, and simply push down along the edges so that the gasket sits flush along the lid, and we can see that this gasket sits nicely in place. And of course, now with the base plate, simply place the base plate over the gasket and pushing down on the corners, and there we have it. We have the lid fully assembled again. And you can see the gasket expanding as we press down on the pop button and contracting or retracting as we release that same pop button. Okay, so just placing the lid back on and sealing the container again. So that's the OXO steel pop container in the big square medium design. Thanks for watching and happy storing!